Hello children, how are you? I hope you are all safe at home. Wow, look at the variety of trees, creepers, shrubs, and orchids. I never realized so many of them even existed on this planet. Our planet has diversity of flora and fauna. Even if you have to consider just the plant kingdom, the sheer number of species available would be overwhelming. Scientists and enthusiasts have always tried to be organize this vast domain of information into structure based knowledge. It is ongoing effort. In this lesson, at the end, you will be able to explain the classification of plant kingdom, identify the characteristics of each sub-classification. Members of the plant kingdom are called plantae, other organisms, by two unique characteristics. They are all eukaryotes and they use chlorophyll for photosynthesis to make their own food. Photosynthesis is the process by which plants use energy from the sun to convert water and carbon dioxide into sugar and release oxygen into the atmosphere. This is a plant tissue. As you can see, plants are multicellular and have cell walls. The fascinating world of plants is divided into two subkingdoms. These subkingdom is subdivided into 5 distinct classes. This classification is based on specific criteria. These criteria evolved from answers to 4 main questions. First one, does plants have 4 main parts like stem, root and leaves? Second, do these plants have tissues to transport food, water, etc.? 3. Does these plants bear naked seeds? 4th, are these seeds enclosed in fruit? Now, let us look in details. In 1883, Eicher classified plant kingdom into the subkingdoms cryptogamy and phanerogamy. The subkingdom cryptogamy includes plants with hidden reproductive organs. These plants do not bear flowers or seeds. Cryptogamy are further divided into 3 groups: Thallophyta, Bryophyta and Pteridophyte. Thallophyta are the simple of plants that do not have well differentiated body design. They are mostly aquatic. Do you see something floating in that tumbler of water? They are algae. Algae do not have leaves, stem. Algae can be single as well as multicellular. They are autotrophic in nutrition. Algae belong to the group Thallophyta. Chlamydomonas, Spirogyra, Ulothrix, Cladophora and Chara are examples of the algae. Let us move on to next vegetation group. You can see thin carpet of vegetation on the rock. Do you know what it is called? It is moss. You notice moss on thin walls, rocks and bark of trees. Now look at it closely. You will find that it resembles a plant, that is, it is displays stem and leaves structures. Mars and Punaria belong to the group Bryophyta. Bryophytes are called amphibians of the plant kingdom as they require both terrestrial and aquatic habitat for the completion of their life cycle. Their body is differentiated into stem and leaf-like structure, but not true leaf and roots. Muscular tissues, which are special tissues for the transportation of nutrients and water, are also absent in bryophytes. Bryophytes include Rixia, Mercantia. As you can see, these plants well-formed leaves. What you can see, Talophyta or Bryophyta? Well, actually it belongs to neither of the two groups. This plant is fern and it belongs to third group under Cryptogamy. This third group is known as Pteridophyta. Horsetails and Marsilia are also pteridophytes. Unlike Talophyta and Bryophyta, the plant body of pteridophytes has true stem leaves. They also have vascular tissues to conduct water and food to carry to different parts of the plant body. Like Talophyta and Bryophyta, they have naked embryos in the form of spores underneath leaves. What is that? A ripe tomato? Tomatoes have a lot of seeds. Inside fruit, seeds are the result of reproductive process. This makes tomato panerogamy. All plants that develop seeds and well-formed stems, leaves and fruits belong to the group Panerogamy. Panerogams contain embryo along with the stored food that helps the embryo to germinate. These plants' seeds are naked or enclosed in fruits. Panerogams are further classified into gymnosperms and angiosperms. Here are some nice green gymnosperms. Wondering what I am talking about? Deodas, they must be really very old, but they look so fresh and young. But why shouldn't they? They are evergreen pines. Pinus, cycas and other coniferous trees are also gymnosperms. Gymnosperms get their name from two Greek words, gymno meaning naked and sperma meaning seed. As you can guess from the name, gymnosperms naked seeded and are usually perennial and woody. The opposite of gymno in the Greek is angio meaning covered. Hence the word angiosperms means covered seed. There comes second class of panerogams, that is angiosperms. Angiosperms are highly evolved plants with flowers, fruits and seeds. They are also called flowering plants. Let us look at angiosperms in little more details. The flowers in angiosperms develop into fruit with the seeds in them. Embryos in these seeds have seed leaves, that is cotyledons. These cotyledons supply food to the growing embryos where the seed germinate. Angiosperms are divided into two groups based on the number of cotyledons they have. Plants with the seeds having single cotyledon called monocotyledons, and those having two cotyledons are called dicots. Let's look at other differences. We use corn seeds as the monocot and bean seed as dicot. Examine the part of the corn seed and corn plant. You can see corn seed is the single whole seed. On the other hand, the bean seed can split into two parts, that is because the corn seed is monocot and bean seed is dicot. The manner in which they grow and spread their roots is also very different. In fact, you can see the leaves of monocot and dicot plants differ from each other as well. Dear students, please answer the following question and write it in your science note. Thank you, children.